Special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this video possible.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Cessna A-37B Dragonfly. The Cessna A-37 Dragonfly, or Super Tweet, is an American light attack aircraft developed from the T-37 Tweet basic trainer in the 1960s and 1970s by Cessna of Wichita, Kansas. The A-37 was introduced during the Vietnam War and remained in peacetime service afterward. It was first flight was in 1964 and obviously participated in the Vietnam War and a little bit of service afterward. It was produced from 1963 to 1975 and total number built was 577. So real interesting aircraft, and an aircraft that really I didn't even know existed until this was a Patreon request that came in for me to do. So I really do like it. I think it's a really cool looking aircraft, and again, we've been doing quite a few Vietnam builds recently, so you guys are going to have a lot of really good Vietnam aircraft to add to your maps and stuff like that. So the A-37 Dragonfly, really cool aircraft. So yeah, this aircraft here is a Patreon request, so I want to go ahead and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel where you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the video descriptions of all my videos. It really helps support my work and what I do and all that, and you earn a vehicle request you're choosing. So definitely cool stuff, and feel free to check that out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look here at the A-37 and see what we're going to be building today and what the aircraft looks like. So start off with, we have obviously the main fuselage here. It is a two-seater, so the pilot and co-pilot sit right next to each other, which kind of creates a bit of a wider front, and then it kind of slims out as it gets toward the back there, so kind of interesting. We obviously have the wings here with fuel tanks mounted onto the tips there of the wings, I believe. They could be fuel tanks or they could be something else, but from my understanding they're probably fuel tanks. We have drop tanks here, and we also have rocket pods. This is a ground attack aircraft, so rocket pods here were pretty standard ground attack equipment during the Vietnam War, so that's what we have on the wings there. As we work our way back, we have the tail here. Again, nothing too crazy, and that's pretty much the aircraft. It's pretty simple, pretty small. This is a landed version. We also do have the in-flight version as well, so we will be building both in the tutorial. But anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our first layer. We're going ahead and start off with layer number 2. Now we're starting with layer 2 because it gives us a better basis for the aircraft, and it'll be easier just to add layer 1 onto layer 2 and then layer 3 onto layer 2. So pretty straightforward stuff there. Also, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is that we're going to be building basically half the aircraft on camera, and then the other half will be up to you guys in between layers to copy over. It's really simple, and once we get for the first few layers, it's going to make a little bit more sense on what exactly we're doing. Also, if you do plan on building the landed version, we're going to be going ahead and building the aircraft as if it's in flight first, and then we're going to be adding the landing gear on as a modification at the end. So very simply, to make sure that we build this correctly, we're going to want to make sure that layer 2 here sits 2 blocks above the ground. So you can see here we have 2 full blocks of space, and then we have layer 2 that starts. So very important that make sure that that's positioned correctly, but once you're all sorted out there, we can go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and this is going to be on the top portion of the block, so not on the bottom like that. You want it on the top portion like so. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood top slab, dark oak wood up down stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 green terracotta blocks back, a dark oak wood up down stair, 2 dark oak wood top slabs, and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors. Go ahead and go to the side of the top slab. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, followed by a dark oak wood top slab and a dark oak wood up down stair. We're going to go and then place down 2 green terracotta blocks, and then after that we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood up down stairs, followed by a dark oak wood top slab. After that we're going to place down a green, or just a zombie head coming off this first green terracotta block here, and we're going to go and then take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood top slabs, a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then go out to the side here again. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood trapdoors, a spruce wood trapdoor, and we're going to go ahead and repeat this row a total of 2 more times. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 1. So just like that. After that, we're going to go ahead and get into our hard point, or our pylons here. So for this, we're going to place down 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls right here, come out these first 2 dark oak wood trapdoors. We want to go ahead and skip a space over from this mossy cobblestone wall, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair. Coming off the stair toward the front, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and then 2 mossy cobblestones back from it. After that, we're going to skip another space from the stair, and we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by a second one back from it, and then we want to go and place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors coming off those 2 mossy cobblestone walls, like so. We can go and then delete any of these placeholder blocks, and we should have something that looks like that for the pylons there on the wings. And looking at it from above here, once we transfer what we did on the right side over to the left side, you should have something that looks like this here for layer number 2. Anyways, that right there is going to complete the layer, and with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 1. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video is that if you do want to add the camouflage onto this aircraft, we will be adding the camouflage after we finish both the in-flight and landed versions, just because it's a little bit easier for us to just do it in all one solid color and then go back and do the camouflage instead of having to switch between blocks constantly. So just kind of putting it out there for you guys wondering why we're just doing it all green. Anyways, once we get to this point here, we have layer 1. So for layer 1, we're going to go to the bottom here. We're going to go ahead and go to our second green terracotta block. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the bottom of it, followed by 1, 2, and 3 more back. So you have a row of 4. We're going to go ahead and skip a space, and on your last green terracotta block in the center line, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post that comes down from it. After that, that's all we need to do for our fuselage, and we're going to go ahead and now move into our hard points. Now our hard points here are, for the most part, really simple to do. They're nothing too complicated. And all we're doing is basically taking our dark oak top slabs. We're going to place down 1 and 2 on the bottom of these mossy cobblestone walls, a birchwood slab going forward. On the birchwood slab, we're going to place down a birchwood sign, like so, followed by a sign on the side here facing toward the aircraft. And then we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood signs along those 2 dark oak wood slabs, like that. And then we want to place down a zombie head on the back here. We're going to go do the same thing over here for this section, so 2 dark oak wood slabs underneath here, birchwood slab, and then a zombie head here on the back. And for our sign placement, we want to go ahead and only place down signs on the outside. So we're going to place down 2 birchwood signs here, and then 2 dark oak wood signs along the side here. So as you can see here, we have basically the signs on whatever side is opposite to basically where this middle pylon is going to be positioned. So just like that there for your 2 missile pods right there. Rocket pods, I should say. Anyways, after that's done, we're going to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to go to the bottom of this dark oak wood trapdoor and place down a green terracotta block, followed by 1, 2, 3 more back. So you have a row of 4 underneath the mossy cobblestone walls, dark oak wood stair, and trapdoor. We're going to go ahead and then on the back side here, place down a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a zombie head that comes off of it. And the side facing toward the front, we're going to place down an additional green terracotta block and a zombie head coming off like that. We then want to take our dark oak wood trapdoors, and on our middle 3 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 3 dark oak wood trapdoors on the sides here and close them like so. Also, we're going to go ahead and drop down below here, and on the middle 3 green terracotta blocks on the bottom, we're going to place down 3 dark oak wood trapdoors as well. And with that all complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for layer number 1 for the build, and that's going to complete your hard points. Anyways, that's it for layer 1. Let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we're moving into layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab on top of this dark oak wood trapdoor in the front here, followed by an end rod coming off of it, and then a zombie head on the tip there of that end rod. Going back from the slab, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks. To go ahead and close off the cockpit space, we're going to place down 2 black concrete blocks, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 green terracotta blocks back like so. Going to the sides here, we're going to place down a zombie head coming off this dark oak wood slab, followed by a dark oak wood stair, and then 1, 2, and 3 green terracotta blocks, 2 black concrete blocks, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green terracotta blocks, followed by a diorite wall, a prismarine wall, a diorite wall, and then a mossy cobblestone wall like that. After that, going ahead and go into the sides here, we're going to go to the second green terracotta block and place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by a second one back from it. We're going to go ahead and then place down 1 and 2 green terracotta blocks, a black concrete block, and then a dark oak wood stair directly after it. And then we're going to place down a zombie head here on the side of this green terracotta block. Our next row here, we're going to go ahead and go off this green terracotta block with another green terracotta block, we want to go and go into our creative menu, grab ourselves an item frame, and also a black stained glass pane. On the side here of this block facing toward the front, we're going to place down an item frame and a black stained glass pane in the item frame like that. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood stair like this, followed by 1 and 2 coming off it, so you have a corner stair and then 2 regular stairs back. We then want to place down a daylight detector on top of this trapdoor here, and make sure to close the trapdoor if it does open up on you. And we're going to go and then take our dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to place down 1 and 2 dark oak wood slabs back, and then a spruce wood trapdoor on top of this one right back here. Our next row here, we're going to go and do a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of this one here, followed by 1 and 2 dark oak wood slabs back, and then a spruce wood trapdoor. And we're going to go and do the same row again. So dark oak wood trapdoor, 2 dark oak wood slabs, and a spruce wood trapdoor on the end here. Our next row, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, dark oak wood slab, and then a spruce wood trapdoor like that. And we want to go and repeat that row we just did a total of 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So you get something that looks like that there for your wings. After that, we're going to go and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 3 green terracotta blocks along those trapdoors and dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 1 more block that goes toward the front of the zombie head on the side there. We're going to go to our second and third block here from the front. We're going to place down dark oak wood trapdoors on the sides here. And then for the back, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a zombie head that goes back. On the side facing toward the outside here, coming off this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab. And on the inside here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign next to the mossy cobblestone wall. And also, one thing we're going to go ahead and add is from the layer 1 is that on the sides of this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides, and then a green carpet on top of those trapdoors. And it's going to be the same thing over here on this side as well. But anyways, once you have that all finished there, that is going to complete layer 3 for the build. Here's what it should look like from up above here. Pretty straightforward stuff. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector on top of this green terracotta block, followed by a dark oak wood slab going back from it. We're going to then place down a row of 3 of light gray stained glass blocks, followed by a green terracotta block, a dark oak wood stair, 2 nether brick slabs, a dark oak wood stair, 3 green terracotta blocks, and then 2 spruce wood planks like that on the end here. And on both sides of the first spruce wood plank here, we're going to go and place down a stone button like so. Working our way out to the sides, we're going to go and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor next to this daylight detector, followed by a daylight detector back, and then 1, 2, 3 light gray stained glass full blocks, a dark oak wood stair, and then 2 daylight detectors back from that. And then we're going to go ahead and lastly take 2 dark oak wood trapdoors and place down 1 and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors right there in that location like that. And actually also we're going to take our light gray stained glass panes and we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 light gray stained glass panes along those 3 light gray stained glass full blocks. And after that's all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have here for layer number 4. Here's what it looks like from up above. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move into our final layers here, which will basically be layers 5, 6, and 7. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, moving into our final layers, we have layers 5 through 7. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, which is going to go on top of this light gray stained glass block here in the middle, followed by a nether brick slab after it, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor on the other side of it. On both sides of the nether brick slab, we're going to place down a daylight detector like so. From this, we're going to go ahead and then place down a iron bar. So we'll go ahead and grab one from our creative menu real quick. We're going to place down an iron bar on top of this green terracotta block, and then we're going to go ahead and go up and back 1, like so. We're going to go then place down a end rod on top of this dark oak wood stair here. We're going to go and skip this space, place down a dark oak wood slab, a green terracotta block, and then 2 spruce wood planks that go back like so. After that, we're going to go ahead and go up from this green terracotta block with another green terracotta block, a spruce wood plank, and then a mossy cobblestone wall here on the end. We're going to go then place down another spruce wood plank, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides of that spruce wood plank, and then on the very top here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. Also coming out this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to place down the end rod that comes off of it going forward. Now for the horizontal stabilizers, what we're going to do here for these to begin with is we're going to go and go to this dark oak wood, or this green terracotta block. We're going to place down 2 dark oak wood top slabs to the sides here. That's going to be on both sides. And we want to go and then do a row of 3 after that. So we're going to do a row of 1, 2, and 3 out to the side here. We're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to do 2 more dark oak wood trapdoors. We then want to go ahead and go to the back here and place down 2 spruce wood top slabs, and then 2 spruce wood trapdoors out to the side here. And we're going to go and do the same thing on this side. So 3, and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, 2 spruce wood top slabs, and then 2 spruce wood trapdoors. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head on this dark oak wood top slab there to both sides. And coming off the top and bottom of this zombie head, we're going to place down a iron bar. So just like this to both sides. And then on top of all the dark oak wood top slabs and trapdoors, we're just going to go ahead and take green carpet and cover the tops of them up like so. Except for this top slab here on the inside. We're going to go and take stone buttons and place them down on the remaining 2 spruce wood plank sides, like that on both sides, like so. And after you have that all done there, that is going to basically complete the in-flight version of the Cessna A-37 Dragonfly, and that's in its just standard kind of green color here. We're going to move into doing the landed version next, and then I'll be showing you guys how to go ahead and make the camouflage if you do want to add the camouflage. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the landed version, and then after that we'll have the camouflage version directly after. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into adding the landing gear. Now the landing gear is super simple to add on, and to start with, we're going to go ahead and start with our front wheel here. To begin with, we're going to go to this first green terracotta block. We're going to place down a diorite wall that comes down from it, followed by a block of coal on the bottom here. On both sides of the block of coal, we're going to place down a stone button and then an item frame in the or an item frame on both sides, and then a white stained glass pane on the sides of the item frame. And we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off both sides of this diorite wall, and then we're going to go and place down one more going forward from the fuselage like that. And that there's going to do it there for your front wheel. After that, we're going to go ahead and go back to this section in here, and we're going to go ahead and basically build our rear landing gear. So for this, we're going to go and delete these 2 trapdoors right in this section. We're going to go and drop a diorite wall that comes down like so, followed by a quartz upside down stair, which is going to be facing with the back toward the outside there, and then on the bottom of that stair, we're going to place down a block of coal. On both sides of the block of coal, we're going to go and place down a stone button, an item frame, and a white stained glass pane in the item frame, like so. We're also going to go ahead and open this trapdoor, so it's like this, and then place down a narrow dark oak trapdoor behind this quartz stair. Coming off the face of the quartz stair, we're going to place down a skeleton skull, and then an end rod that goes up from it like so. Same thing is going to be done over here on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and build this a little bit quicker, as I kind of already explained here, but it's the same exact thing as the wheel on the opposite side here. So just like this, and you have that done. We have our trapdoors here on the back, and then our skeleton skull and end rod going up from it. So once you have that done, that's it for the landing gear, and that's all you need to do for it. Pretty simple landing gear on this aircraft. And we'll go ahead and move into our final part of the tutorial, which is going to be talking about how to do the camouflage on the aircraft. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into how to do the camouflage for the A-37. Now the camouflage is real simple, and all we're basically going to be doing here is swapping out our trapdoors, slabs, and stairs and full blocks here for some smooth sandstone blocks and birchwood trapdoors. And we're going to kind of basically do this a little randomly, not super randomly, we do want a little bit of organization to it, but we're going to basically kind of just do splotches here. And we're going to kind of have it work into the fuselage, basically from the wings, so something kind of like this, a little bit of a diagonal kind of splotch here. We're going to go ahead and go up to the front here. We have our sandstone walls, so we can put a little bit of blocks up here, kind of have a little bit of design like that kind of comes down there in the front. And then over here on this side, we'll start a little bit more forward of the nose here, work our way back. We can swap out zombie heads for skeleton skulls. Those work fine, and we'll have this kind of come down to a point like that. And then this section here, we'll have a splotch that kind of starts where this intake is, kind of take over this area here, and maybe work its way back. And also, again, we want to make sure we fix any trapdoors underneath these blocks or whatever. And we'll have it kind of work its way back like so. And then we'll have maybe a bigger splotch out here. And this is kind of just showing you guys what you guys can do. I recommend that you guys kind of randomize it, do your own little thing for it. And especially if you have a bunch of these in one area, if you go ahead and randomize them all up separately and do your own patterns for each one, it's going to make them look that much better. They're all going to look a little different from each other. They're going to have their own little uniqueness to them, which is kind of what we want. We want these, we want the aircraft to look unique to each other, because all camouflage patterns here are going to be slightly different. They're not going to be the same. And so we have this kind of comes up here in the vertical stabilizer, and we'll have it kind of come into the horizontals a little bit, and something like that. And this one over here will have maybe a splotch here right in the middle. We won't go any further like that. So something kind of like that. And tail here, we can put a little bit of sandstone right up in there if we want to. And that really is pretty much about it. It's pretty simple. You want kind of a nice color balance. You want a little bit more green than sandstone, so make sure you don't go overboard with the sandstone, but just kind of mix it in nice and make sure you have a majority green on the aircraft, and you can create a nice little camouflage pattern and add a little bit more detail and intricacy to the aircraft. Anyways, that right there is going to complete my tutorial for the A-37B Dragonfly. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from the side of the build to my channel or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, your free favorite projects you guys are working on, overall enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. And as always, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the video description. And with that, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 204, and I'll see you guys next time.